Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Pi, and today we'll be introducing our analytic solution called SpaceCzar. Before going into our prototype demo, let me first elaborate our motivation behind our solution. We have identified some problems that students like ourselves typically face when we are looking for spaces around campus. The first problem is that students have an imperfect knowledge of study spots around campus. Students are unaware of all the available spaces catered for studying and holding group discussions. And sometimes, students just want to find the nearest space, but are unable to do so because of the imperfect knowledge. As a result, there is a demand for such places, but because students are not aware, some of such spaces could be left underutilized while others are being overcrowded. The second problem is that it is also very difficult to find available spaces to study, especially during exam periods like midterms and finals. Which also leads us to our third problem. Because students do not know what spaces are available or not, we end up wasting our time going around campus to search for spaces to study. This is very inefficient because time is very critical, especially during exam periods. And lastly, the current facilities booking system is also not intuitive enough. After identifying all of the above problems, we have come up with our application in hopes of resolving those problems. Our application is called SpaceCzar and is your go-to stop for information about spaces and places in NUS. Now, let me introduce the main features of our application. Firstly is the real-time mode, whereby students can immediately look for a spot using our solution. It will show a heat map of current available spaces around campus. And we will also recommend spaces to the user based on its vacancy rate, proximity to its current location, and the type of space, for example, study rooms. So now users can save time by not having to worry about walking around campus in search of a place, as we will do the searching for the nearest available spot for them. Secondly is the forecast mode, for students to plan maybe a study date or even a group discussion in advance. With a date and type of space in mind, we will help predict and analyze the estimated vacancy of spaces and also crowd distribution across location or time. Once a specific place is chosen, recommended bus routes and general tips are also shown. The third feature is the booking system. It will show a list of available spaces around campus upon choosing a type of venue or time. The interface will be efficient, intuitive, and offer convenient booking of spaces. Our last feature would be the personal profile, whereby users will log in with their NUS Net ID, and they can easily keep track of their favorite campus spaces, which will be analytics done based on their usage on our app. They can also view and manage current bookings easily on their profile. So now I'll begin our prototype demo. This will be the landing page and also the login page of our application. Students will log in with their NUS Net ID that they also use to log in on their other NUS websites. This is an example of a student using her NUS Net ID to log in. After logging in, you'll be brought to the home page. The left panel is the profile overview, while the right panel will be our application's main features. Your profile page will include details such as the student's name, photo, and faculty linked to your NUS Net ID account. On the left will be statistics and information that will be tailored to each individual profile. Firstly will be the user's usual hangouts, which are your favorite campus spaces derived from analytics based on usage through our application. Secondly, the user can also easily manage the current bookings that he or she has made through the profile overview. On the right panel, we have the three main functions of our application, which will be real-time mode, forecast mode, and also bookings, and students can access any of these features via this home screen. The order of presentation for our video demo will begin with a run-through of how the real-time function works, followed by bookings, and lastly, the forecast feature.
For our first feature, the real-time mode. So for the real-time mode, you have to key in your current location and the type of venue you are looking for. So now we've keyed in Central Forum and the Children's Study Rooms as the type of venue from the drop-down bar. After making the selection, we will come to this page and the top bar shows the sequence of the selections you've made. In the top right-hand corner is your profile picture, and clicking it will bring you back to the home page, which is consistent throughout the app. The heat map shows the real-time crowd in the type of venue around NUS. Red represents highly occupied, yellow represents moderately occupied, and green represents available. The heat map not only shows you the availability of the spaces, but also tells you the proximity of the different spaces available. This page also tells you the recommended location for you to go based on the proximity and also the vacancy rate of the location, which helps you in your selection of where you want to go. So now, we'll choose the desired region, School of Computing, from the drop-down bar. Now the heat map filters out the venues available in School of Computing, so you can make a better choice of which part of SOC you'd like to go. Now, you can also notice that the top bar has the added location, School of Computing, as you've made the selection on the location. And if you'd like to make a change to the selections you've made, simply click the one you'd like to change and you'll bring you back to the page where the information was entered. Now, let's go back to the home page. Say we'd like to do a booking of a venue. So you enter the date, type of venue, and time for your booking, and this page shows you all venues available given your date, type of venue, and time. So let's just say we'd like to book a discussion room at School of Computing, and this page will show you the summary of your booking details, which acts as a confirmation of your booking, and you can take a screenshot and share it with your group mates. This booking feature will also be tied in with the forecast feature, which will be covered as we move on to the forecast mode.
That brings us to the last feature, Forecast. As mentioned earlier, this feature intends to enable users to find information about the availability of venues for future dates. On clicking Forecast, users are directed to a page where they can search up for spaces using parameters such as the preferred date and type of venue. There are two categories of venues: bookable venues such as discussion rooms and non-bookable venues such as libraries. There are also selection criteria such as location and time to further refine the user's search. Let's start with bookable venues. As seen, the parameters have been filled and we can proceed with the selection criteria of location. Here, there are suggestions made based on the recommendation algorithm, which uses mathematical computations to calculate the number of available time slots across the day for each room at a given venue. Since SOC generated a much higher value, it is better recommended as indicated by the gold star. After having selected location, users can select their desired time based on the available time slots. Users can then confirm their booking by clicking Let's Go, or if uncertain, can proceed to the home page by clicking Not Now. Continuing with bookable venues, let's use the selection criteria of time. Using this bar graph, which indicates the number of available discussion rooms across the day, users can indicate their preferred time. Based on the preferred time, they can select their desired location and can choose whether to confirm or not to confirm. Booking and forecasting were integrated to make it more convenient for users to plan their events based on the availability of venues. Moving on to non-bookable venues such as libraries, we can refine our search using location. Users are directed to a page with suggested venues, along with their estimated vacancy rates and capacity of each venue. As noted earlier, gold stars indicate highly recommended venues, which are based off a mathematical computation to generate the actual number of vacant spots. Users can then click a suggestion of their choice based on this bar graph that shows the forecasted crowd at that venue. Users can then enter their preferred time and then they are directed to an information page about the venue. With the exact same parameters but the selection criteria of time, users are directed to the same forecasted bar graph about the venue. They can select their preferred time, select their venue of choice, which will then take them to an information page about the venue. Once done with the app, the user can then proceed to the home page and log out. This brings us to the end of our demonstration of the prototype. We hope that individuals benefit from the features and it helps facilitate the learning and experiences at NUS.